Hi everyone, it's Michael from ThinkSLP. I want to show you one of my favorite apps that I use all the time in speech therapy. It's called More Cookies, and it's part of the More Cooking bundle of apps from Maverick Software. It's only available on the iPad, but if you have an iPad, it's absolutely worth it. Let me show you how it works. So, when you want to cook in speech therapy, and you want to make some cookies, just like in real life, you have to decide, are you going to use some pre-made dough or a recipe from scratch? Let's be optimistic and use the recipe. So you just click on your screen and it'll open up your recipe book. Once you're in your recipe book, you'll see there's a zillion different recipes, and you can just swipe through them to see them all. They're actually real recipes, and depending on the language level of your students, you might spend some time talking about the numbers or the fractions, or if you're working with pre-K students like me all day, you just look at the picture and let them pick that way. Once you click on the recipe, you come to your cooking space, and you'll notice there's all the ingredients at the top of the screen and your mixing bowl. You can drag those ingredients into the mixing bowl one by one. And again, depending on the level of your students, you can do all sorts of stuff. With older students, maybe you can talk about the flavors of the different ingredients or what else they get used in. You can do some sequencing. First, let's add the butter. Then, let's add the sugar. With little students, you might just focus on the individual vocabulary item. Butter, sugar, eggs. You might look for specific sound targets that they have in those words. Sh in sugar, f in flour, b, butter. Or you can focus on some word combinations. So maybe in the beginning, it's add butter, add sugar, add eggs. And then you can up the level a little bit and add some specific vocabulary. Slice the butter, pour the vanilla, crack the eggs. And so you go and you add those ingredients one by one, just like real life, to your mixing bowl. One thing I love about this app is how simple it is. It really is just drag and drop those ingredients to the bowl. There's no bloat, there's no annoying pop-ups. Once they're in the bowl, you just swirl your finger and mix it. And then, since we're making sugar cookies, you'll see we get the opportunity to roll out the dough. If your student's working on R, this is a great way to get a lot of repetitions in. So you just swipe your fingers, roll the dough. And then you get to choose some shapes to cut the cookies into. You can use this to really easily create a theme for your unit or for your lesson or whatever you're working on. If it's Valentine's Day, you can make heart-shaped cookies. If they're little students and you want to make basic geometric shapes from class, you can use the gingerbread man if you're reading that story. You can read a story about Frosty and then make Frosty the Snowman cookies. You can make letters from their names and work on sound play. All sorts of cool stuff. I've never not found a cookie cutter that I wanted. Then you just use your finger and you drag them down to the pan, and then that pan goes in the oven. If I have a student who's working on T or K, I'll use this time while the cookies are baking to have them practice saying those sounds with maybe a tick-tock, and we'll kind of bob our heads or something. It doesn't actually take 20 minutes. It takes about 10 seconds, you'll see. Those cookies will bake, and then we get to decorate them. Students love this part. So you can use the frosting, the icing. There's also sprinkles, candy, fruits and nuts, and weird stuff we'll see at the end. Students love to put the frosting on the cookie, and it's just as simple as picking a color. There's some great vocab. You can have them use carrier phrases like, I would like green frosting. Or you can just have them say green frosting. Whatever it is, depending on their goals and their level. You can decorate in patterns. You can do prepositions. Does it go on top of the cookie, on bottom of the cookie, all sorts of stuff. Sounds. Maybe they have to say shake, shake, shake while they're shaking the sprinkles onto the cookie. Really, they just tap their finger. But hey, tap, tap, tap. That works too. You can have them focus on the colors, all sorts of stuff. You can just make conversation while they're having fun. You can also use the icing in a little piping bag to write names, letters, whatever you want. One thing I love is to write the name of somebody, maybe the student's teacher, maybe a parent, maybe an aunt or uncle, on the cookies, and you'll see that share button at the bottom of the screen. You click it, and you can email that person a picture of the cookie. Students love it. It gives them an easy way to talk about what they did in speech therapy that day when they go home, because mom, dad, teacher, whoever got a picture of it. And parents and family really like getting those too. You can add nuts and no worries about allergies because it's digital. And students love to add the silly, weird stuff like jalapenos and bacon to their cookies. And then once you've added whatever you want, you click Eat, puts the cookie on a plate, and as you tap it, it takes bites out of the cookie. Students love it. So I really hope that this has been helpful for you and that you enjoy the app. Check out the blog post on thinkslp.com to learn more about it, and let me know what you think. Thanks, everyone. Bye.